Hello, everybody. Thought about making a last part for the PS3 games. That'll be today, and then we'll do consoles from then on out. Or at least the PlayStation consoles for sure. Just because, like, we've already did all the games, might as well. And then I'm definitely thinking of doing N64 stuff. Even though I don't have an N64, I wish, but yeah. So we already did a lot of these Lego games. I think we did one for the DS, and we did one for PlayStation 2, so I'm going to be brief on this, but the new features is that, like, yeah, like, you can do different game characters from different Lego versions. I used to really like Lego stuff, so that's why I have it. It is nostalgic because you can do all sorts of stuff. You get these little orbs, which, like, give you, like, a super boost, like, kind of like in Mario Kart when you get one of those boosts. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, you still get mini kits, you still get the gold studs, you still get all the regular studs, all that stuff. But you get a ton more characters. It's basically both games put into one, and I think easily it's probably the best of all of the Lego games, to be honest. Then we have Arkham, Arkham Asylum, or actually Arkham City, sorry. Arkham City is actually a pretty darn good game. I got it a while ago, so I haven't really gotten super far yet, but I'm not sure if I've already made a. I don't think I've already made a review for this before, but if I have, then yeah, you can just skip ahead. Honestly, this is probably one of the better Batman games, to be honest. Just because like the setting is there, like right ahead, like you already deal with Two-Face, you already deal with a lot of the people. Character designs are pretty cool. You get all this sorts of like action figure like stuff. Like that's basically what most people look like. I wish you could do different Batman like looks, but you know, oh well. You can kind of get like this detective mode, which is pretty darn cool. I like it a lot, but it reminds me a lot of Fallout. But it is really cool how they really changed these Batman games. Originally, they were just okay, but then like I mean, this is like straight up an adult version of like the Batman game. So honestly, that's pretty darn cool. Then we have Jak and Dexter. I've already did a video on Jak 2, so this one will just be about Jak and Jak 3. So Jak 3 is definitely not my favorite of the Jak games. It's kind of I mean, it's good, but it's just it's just so jarringly different. Like Jak struggled so much in Jak 2 to get to where he was, and then randomly you're like dumped off in this area, this alien area, and all this stuff, and like it's funny they promoted it really like a driving first game for Jak 3. So like when I finally played it, it was like what, like you know, it was weird. I don't think they really advertised really well with it. Similar controls, except it's a little bit harder to shoot, I think, or a little bit harder to use certain mechanics. But I would say it's a really pretty good video game. It's rated E though again, so it's like, like I don't really understand why Jak 2 is known as rated T, but it was cool because there's actual cursing and stuff. Jak 1 is actually probably the easiest to play, or just Jak and Dexter. It's kind of really weird to think that Dexter was a human being, but it's also really cool the fact that like they included that in there. Like you don't get the dark power, the dark Jak or whatever, but you do get some really cool like visuals and like kind of magic-y stuff, and like as a RPG in that regard, I guess it's really pretty good. I'd say it's a little bit better than Jak 3, but nowhere near as good as Jak 2. I like Jak 2 the best. Some people don't, but that's just my opinion on it. There's just so much you can do with the game, honestly, or at least you can explore. Maybe not as much as Jak 2, but I definitely can. And you can actually beat this game a lot easier than the other two. I think it's like a few hours shorter in gameplay. Then we have Uncharted 2. I really like the Uncharted ones. Yet again, we'll read the back cover. Fortune hunter Nathan Drake is lured back into his treacherous world of thieves. Yeah, it's kind of a strange world. A strange word. Yeah, so basically this one's about Marco Polo. The back cover doesn't really describe it nearly as good as the last time. But yeah, you have like this co-op mode, and you can go up to like 5 versus 5, 5v5. multiplayer, and it's like I heard it's really bad. I have not played it yet because it's like you can't really do that part of it. I've played the story line. It did take longer, and it did feel a little bit like nah, not so good compared to the first one. Angie's dad's apparently back for whatever reason. Um, in the last review, we talked about how the older guy looks like Angie's dad from George Lopez. This is really weird. Like they have like this full on like PlayStation Network thing you can do, and some of the stuff is like you can actually you can register for like any like you can say that you actually use like a PlayStation 2 systems. So that's kind of crazy to think that even back then you could use PlayStation 2 systems. Like they were like they're basically quizzing people. You can't see it at all, but they're basically quizzing people like what system do you still play, and that's kind of crazy to think the PlayStation 2 lasted so long. But yeah, I think it's a really solid game. It's not nearly as good to me as Nathan Drake's first Uncharted one, but it's pretty good. Um, best of E3, and that doesn't mean anything. So I think that it gets a bad rap because of the co-op mode, kind of the slower nature, and the fact that it's just a little different. Especially since Uncharted 3 came out and like it was really good, and I think it was called A Thief's End or something, and I wish I could play that because I don't have a PS4, but honestly that one is the one like everyone talks about and stuff. So definitely a good section was a PS3. I think we finished strong. From here on out, I guess I mean I'll definitely probably try to do like the games I forgot about or whatever, but we'll definitely do the consoles for sure, and then definitely do some like a few N64s, and that'll probably finish that out. I think the thing I want to do next is music profiles on like bands or something, or at least a couple of them, try them out and see if people like it and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so watch out for that, and see you till next time.